Alright, so I'm reassessing Bfpm 5, which is the solving forces on a tilted axis. So I've got a 50 kilogram box on a slope at a 30-degree angle. So I'm going to do my system schema first. So I have the box, the earth, and then the ground. The earth is going to have force of gravity on both of them. And then the ground's actually going to have two forces on the box. I'm just going to have its normal and friction. So that's what the system schema looks like. And now I'm going to do the force diagram. So there's a box, maybe a force of gravity going down, normal force perpendicular to the surface, and then friction force parallel with the surface. And that 30-degree angle is right there. And then I'm going to break up the force of gravity into its perpendicular and parallel components. But first I need to solve for it. So let's see, force of gravity equals mass times little g. So force of gravity equals 50 times 9.8, which is 490, but it's going to be negative 490 because it's the force of gravity. It's going down. Alright, so now I'm going to break it up into the components. So here's my force of gravity parallel, force of gravity perpendicular, to the surface at least. So this is going to be my 30-degree angle right here. And then my hypotenuse right here is negative 490. So now I'm going to do the trig to solve for those. So cosine of 30 equals adjacent, which is the FG parallel, over negative 490. Well, 490 I guess, because it's there's no negative when you're doing it like that. So cosine 30 times 490 is 424. So my f of g parallel equals negative 424 newtons. And it's negative because it's force gravity, and gravity is always going down. So then I'm going to do sine of 30 equals f of g perpendicular for 490, and that's going to be sine of 30 times 490, 245. So then f of g perpendicular equals negative 245 newtons. Alright, so what was that one? Negative 424. And then equals negative 245. So now I'm going to do my force equations so I can solve for the normal force and the friction force. So my two horizontal forces are friction force and the force of gravity parallel. So friction force plus force of gravity parallel equals 0 because it's balanced forces. And then my force of gravity perpendicular plus my normal force are my vertical forces, and those equal 0 too. So to solve for my friction force, I just plug in the force of gravity parallel, so I'm just going to put it on the other side. So my friction force is going to equal 424 newtons. And my force of gravity parallel, I'm going to put that on the other side, and my normal force is going to equal 245 newtons. And yeah, that's that basically. System schema. Well, actually, here's the original problem. Here's the system schema, force diagram, trig, and then force equations. So yeah.